Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay. Like I said, I've done this since 2012. It was an interesting journey for me in 2012 to 2014 when we were crown champs. When I reflect on that, it was growth for me. And it was interesting that you're raising that question, because at that point, it felt like after that win, everyone, that was the question, but you're a woman. How are you coaching these tall guys who are way taller than you? I think key for me is the players being aware of what I expect of them, and them knowing, you know, I have certain expectations that they have to do their task for me to do my job and to help them deliver for the team. And I've been blessed that the teams I've worked with, that time it was KDC, I've worked with Air Force, which were able to get promoted as winners of Division 2 to Division 1. Unfortunately, we didn't take part in and play against the big boys yet. But that's something I instill in the players to understand where I come from. And I'm not saying, I mean for the players, I don't think they look at me as, oh, this is a woman, so we shouldn't listen to what she has to say. They actually understand that I know, I research, so the feedback I give them, they're able to use it. And for me, that's a blessing that I don't take for granted. And I always, you know, pray and ask God to give me wisdom to see how to help each one of them. But at the end of the line, it's how do you help each person be the best person they can be. Not everyone is the same. So how do you manage that balance? And for the female coaches, I'm so happy to say that I have seen, since 2014, I have seen a couple of players try to transition. They've taken part in the coaching courses, level 1 FIVB. Some of them have taken part in a program that I did, which Tony was also a part of as an instructor. And people are excited. So for me, I think it was an opening for them to know that you can actually do this. It doesn't matter whether you're coaching the men or the women, just run with your passion.
I would like to put this on record that Uganda has the highest number of level 3 coaches in the whole of East Africa. And in a way, we want to develop capacity. We are looking at, as the Coaches Commission, also as part of my work as Technical Director, is to create a pool of coaches who are instructors, and that's the direction we want to go. Nason is a level 3 FIVB coach. He is going to be the senior advisor, also a consultant for the team. He will be allowed to sit on the bench, and he will be very active in the team's activities, on training and even during matches. And that is allowed with volleyball. So, like I said, Shilla is qualified, very qualified. If you read her profile, and she played for the national team. And we are happy that she took up the challenge of coaching, and she's been successful at it as well. And we hope that this event will help her and all of us and the country at large to be able to have many coaches who can be very productive for us. We've had a very inactive Coaches Commission over the years, and those are some of the things we want to change, and it started now.
That's the big one, like VP pointed out. When we were discussing as the technical team, of course we had to look at the time we were given. As of last week, you look at the schedule and you say, okay, we have 4 weeks to prepare the team, given the dates that were given by CAVB. So we are hoping and praying as the technical team that we can get the boys in camp next week, because then based on the program we are working on, if we get them in camp, we'll have at least 3 weeks with them before we can hear from CAVD, and we're praying that we can have the tournament come towards the end of the timeline we've been given, so September. That way we actually have like an extra 2-3 weeks with them. So the time we have with them, we're going to do the best we can. The good thing is the players have been informed. We have spoken to some of them. Some of them took part in an event early this year in Deje. So we watched them and we know where they're at. Of course, with the lockdown, we're hoping that they have the discipline to do their individual work, and we have encouraged those we've been able to speak to make sure that they're actually doing something from the time they were informed that they've been called in the national team. So that once we get in camp, we're now just focusing on the technical part of it. Of course, we're going to do the physical test to see where everyone is at, where we're starting from, and before we do the final part, where everyone will be. And of course, the statistics, that's why it was very important for us to have a statistician on the team, on the bench, because we're going to be using the stats to make sure everyone knows this is what you look like. And when we do the cut, everyone will know where they fall on that ladder. It's an honor to be selected as the head coach of any national team, but for me, as head coach of the men's national team of the country, it's an honor. I have worked with, most of you know, I have worked with the men's side in the game. So this is a task I'm ready and so excited and looking forward to. My task is to unveil the 18 players that as a technical team being myself, assistant coach Luke, and our advisor Nasson, brainstormed on and agreed that these are the people we should look at before we can make the final selection. On the list we have Daudi Okello, we have Ngom Ivan, and Chumukunde Jonathan, who play the same role that we'll be observing. Daudi is from KAVC, Ngom Ivan, OBB, and Chumukunde Jonathan from Nemo Stars. On our receiver attackers side, or the outside hitters, we have Aporo George, who is from Nemo Stars. We have Ejayit Allen, who is from KAVC. Athaire Brian, who is from Sportes. Rukundo Jonathan, who is from Sportes. Johnson, from Sportes. And Angiro Gideon from KCCA. The middle blockers side, we're going to be observing 5 players. And that's Mwao Sam from VVC. Malinga Barnett from Nemo Stars. Otim Dickens from Sportes. Okia Emmanuel from Deje. And Okare Nathan from OBD. On the front of the setters, we're going to be watching 3 setters. That is Odeke Moses from Nemo Stars, Oboke Marino from Sportes, and Okumo Smith from Nemo Stars. And the last 2 are the liberos. We'll be looking at Elanyo Emmanuel from Nemo Stars and Banji Sharif from OBB. So those are the 18 players that we've selected that we'll be watching once we're able to get into camp. Thank you very much.